What's going on, Seaport? It's Pac-Man Jones with Savannah Seaport News, and today it seems like we got an update for the 2 Savannah police officers that were terminated. We got a little bit more information about what happened. Now, on April the 14th, a plainclothes unit of Savannah police officers who were all wearing SPD gear with police clearly displayed were looking for a man with multiple outstanding warrants at the Moss Point Apartments off of Abercorn. Now, after speaking with apartment employees, the report says officers found the apartment number where they believed the person who they were looking for was living at the residence. Now, in his report, Officer Arango says that as they approached the apartment, a man came outside who he claimed looked like their suspect. In the report, Officer Arango says that after trying to make contact with the man ran back into the apartment and slammed the door. Now, the police believing that they had the right person, Arango's report says he kicked the door down and found 6 people inside, including the man that they said slammed the door on them, who then stood up to the officer's command and walked towards the officers with his hands at his sides. Arango states due to multiple officer safety factors, the male was taken to the ground by Corporal Kang and Arango. The subject, who was later identified as Daryl Teely, refused to comply with multiple commands to put his hands behind his back. Not knowing if he was armed, Arango put his knee on his upper back to hold him down while he was handcuffed and checked for weapons. Now, after arresting Fatelli for obstruction, Arango said as Fatelli was helped to his feet, he noticed blood on the ground and what happened to be a small laceration on the left side of his chin. There was also blood on the Fatelli chin and t-shirt. Fatelli became extremely irate and verbally aggressive. When asked why he ran into the apartment and slammed the door, Fatelli said, "I saw the police and I don't fuck with the police." That's what he said in the actual police report that was stated. Now, while shouting at SPD officers, Arango says Fatelli spat at the officer. That's when Arango said, due to Fatelli's recklessness behavior during the COVID-19 pandemic, he forcefully shoved Fatelli's face back with the gloved hand and took him to the ground. He continued to spit at both Corporal King and Arango while shouting obscenities, and he forced his jaw closed with the gloved hand until he calmed down. The t-shirt of Fatelli was then pulled over his face, and one of the officers were able to find a loose t-shirt on the porch, which they tied over Fatelli's mouth to keep him from spitting. Fatelli eventually removed the shirt from his mouth to continue his verbal assault. However, he did not spit again. Fatelli informed me that he spit on me because he fucked up his chin. He also stated that he was going to slap my daughter if he ever saw that I had one. That was allegedly what Fatelli had stated. Now, the report says Fatelli's injury was photographed and other officers were informed of the use of force. Keep in mind, at this point, officers still believe Fatelli was the person they were looking for. Now, Fatelli was escorted to Candler Hospital where he stayed to be treated for his injuries. While leaving the hospital, Officer Arango says he was confronted by Fatelli's mother, Rebecca Fatelli, who asked the officer why he slapped her son and told the officer he was explaining to her what happened, that an internal affairs complaint would be issued, and this case will head to the grand jury in September. So as you can see, the police went to the wrong door. I mean, they were at the right area, but they were just at the wrong place. And you know, we all seen this play out in the media, in the national media, as we seen what happened in Louisville. So I mean, yeah, do these officers deserve to get fired? I mean, probably so. But my thing would just be, as well as, how do you identify somebody who has a warrant? I mean, obviously you should have a picture or some type of identification to know who you actually looking for. Because when you end up finding the wrong person, I mean, that's a big lawsuit that the Savannah, Chatham County will have to figure it out. And that's just a lawsuit that will come out of everybody's tax dollars. So I mean, and then on top of that, in this report, it says the police kicked down the door. Of course, the police had a warrant, but the warrant wasn't for the right place. So definitely it's a use of excessive force by all means. But I mean, any other updates about this, I'll let you know as well. But I just wanted to put an update out there. But yes, I finally got another microphone. I actually got this one just a few minutes ago. The last microphone I had, it just wasn't compatible. It just wasn't working. So I got one that cost $40 more. So better videos, better audio, a lot more stuff coming to the channel. So stay blessed and take care of yourself.